All praise to the Most High. Um, when was this? This was yesterday. I had a dream that two people are my enemies in my waking life, and in my dream, these two people are my allies. So I'm just mentioning that. I see a whole lot of misleading things on YouTube about being chosen and this and that and this and that. And mind, heart, soul, and body, vibrating at the frequency of absolute conscious awareness, aligns you with our Creator. So, no one external to you can direct your steps. For one person, it would seem like this is necessary, or now you need to do that because according to their level of consciousness, that is the next best step, or because this person miraculously now has a prophetic feeling, whatever. Don't listen to that, because man directs his heart, but God directs his steps. So, a lot of people feel they know what's best for you. And that's because someone else always knew what was best for them. Now it's just their turn to now know what's best for another. So that's kind of remedial. Anyway, next. I don't trust Europeans. I don't trust the European Union and NATO. Their roots prove that they have no interest in humanity as a whole. Self-preservation is the only objective. So they need to get out of everyone's countries and go back to their country. Because wherever they go, they're like a poison, like a rotten apple in a basket. They cause the other apples to become bad. So observe for yourself, study them, analyze them. You may think that those people are serving your best interest, but I promise you, there's no honor among thieves. If they will sell out humanity, they will sell out their brother, sister, mother, father, and anyone in a heartbeat. And you know that. So think carefully who you align yourself with. And then, I trust divine timing. I know everything happens in divine time. Listen, there's no delay. It's on time. Then, I don't know why I wrote this down, but probably just something I was thinking about. Uh, Christ is chosen by Christ. Something like that. Or Christ is the one that encourages us to fulfill our destinies. We sometimes feel initially, we feel like we're not the right person to do a certain thing. But Christ is the one that will tell you that you are. I'm just mentioning that. Then, another point, Epstein Island, the Epstein list. Now, I used to watch Cat Williams, especially with the Shay Shay thing when that just came out. I was following that thing all that. And then he mentioned this Epstein Island and how people are different when they come from there, from that place or whatever that is now. For the things that I've learned about in the short time, I can only imagine what goes down there. So now I'm also curious about this Epstein list. But I know a lot of well-known people are on that list. And maybe partook in some things that they're proud of and some may feel less proud of, as long as they didn't indulge in any satanic rituals and practices. Okay, then if this group is linked to the European Union, I'd like to know more about them. Because they're not above the law. And definitely not above earthly law. If what they are doing as consenting adults, then that got nothing to do with me. But if what they are doing is manipulating people in certain positions to do their bidding and get their things right, and impose their diabolical agendas on these well-known people, then that is a problem for humanity. Okay, and then I was thinking about the word Alpa, and I came up with only universally righteous persons ascended. So I was just playing around with things, and then I remembered when they want to describe the chakras, then they say the heart chakra is green based on the spectrum, right? But the heart of our Creator is golden, a champagne gold. No negotiations, no negotiating with the wicked. There's nothing, there's no point in negotiating with the wicked. that's desperately trying to retain their positions after it has already crumbled. So I have no interest in them because there's no honor there. To speak with the wicked would actually just be to waste time because they plotting and scheming on whatever it is that they are. Yeah. What else? How often? Oh yes, I saw this frog farming, which caught my interest. And it seemed there's a demand for this meat and all of this. I don't like the farming process, some parts of it, because I don't like any form of captivity. And so that wasn't the worst part of it. I couldn't see the part of how they slaughter the frogs. Like, I don't know what's the best word. How do they terminate the life of the frog? And I hope they don't de-skin him or whatever while he's alive. So I want to see that part of that farming process. It's important because otherwise it's barbaric and that is enough to start a war. Head wedge burner, what it on. Yeah, that's thunderous. I know you about that. Okay. Then I watched a YouTube video showing something that they call potatoes, but it's actually fossilized shark teeth. After so much time, it eventually looks like this potato thing. And the deep sea is full of these things, and it's a replacement for oil. And there's lithium, cobalt, copper, and nickel. And then I heard about the Pacific Ocean. I heard about the Seabed Authority established in 1982, and that countries only have X amount of access to the ocean, and the rest of the ocean is up to the European Union to mine freely as they wish when they want to. And then they make up these little treaties and enforce it on humanity. So they don't even have authority there because the marine is off limits to the um, land inhabitants. Yes, it is. So what I see is that area of Florida and Mexico and whatever, they need to cause the storms there because they want that, because that's like a gateway between the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean. And they want access like this quickly from there to there to there. Now, I hope there's no mining going on there. That is the southwest of the USA. This is North America, somewhere there, right? And this is South America, so I can see why. And why the French are now in South America. Because the French are everywhere. They actually, French, German, a whole lot of things happening in this world that makes no sense to the cosmos. And all the things are under an illusion. Nothing about them is direct. They're very deceptive. All their roots are found in satanic practices and things like that. So, my point is they're going for that area. And because the French believe they colonized it in 16 this or whatever, that they can actually just get rid of everybody living there. They'll send 2 hurricanes in a row because of the 30,000 Hadron Colliders located globally, as well as all the HARP infrastructure, so that they can mine there in peace without anyone meddling in the process. So if you observe that those places will become heavily militarized, it's because they're busy stealing illegal mining under a fake treaty that I'm sure if every one of the country's members are on this, and this is a global representation, then that's excellent. But if it's not, then we know this is daylight robbery again. Right? So, oh yes, it's the UN and the EU. Now you must know. We know the origins of the UN, right? Where is HARP located in South Africa? Who approved it? Who constructed it? Who was the 500 billion, I don't know, rand or US dollars given to South Africa during COVID for the upgrading of these weapons of mass destruction? I'm not sure. Uh, who are the main, who's the head of the World Health Organization? Because they play a big role in chemical biowarfare and all this stuff. And we can see that leadership has been very irresponsible with humanity. So they were not really leadership, they were lording under the guise of leadership. Libya, oh, I saw this, yes. Libya, iron ore is generating 330 million US dollar turnover, annual turnover, and they want to know where's their money. And because the country is not seeing this money, but trainloads are leaving the country. So who is stealing the iron ore? Perhaps no one is stealing it and it's a legitimate contract. Or otherwise it is not. No one is allowed. No foreigner has rights to mines in Africa. Not one of them. Which Africans have rights in the European countries' resources? Please explain to me. Stop that operation immediately. And in every African country, colonization was piracy, savage and barbaric. They need to be brought to an independent court of justice, not one where the people are the head of the courts. That doesn't work. External audit profession is compromised. All the looting was taking place under the certification of compliance. Now, where all this corruption took place, the auditing components, both internally and externally, must be brought under scrutiny. Because for corruption to take place over such a long period of time, how many sets of financial statements were assigned off as compliant? And yet, in retrospect, we can see the corruption. So it doesn't only lie with the perpetrator of the crime, but also the auditors who were compromised. Now, you don't need auditors if they can be compromised. Okay, then another thing is, when Cape Town had a drought, it was because farmers cut off a water supply at the Steenbras Dam. Now, what are the dam activities during the floods globally? I see some rivers in Mecca and things, and the Euphrates drying up and stuff like this. Now they want to call this prophecies and stuff. But we know our dams can be regulated. So when I was watching this, I was thinking, because they're using the Hadron Collider and HARP, then like in France, perhaps they are redirecting that, using the dams to flood and overflow and to block and stop and channeling and this even, because it's an integrated system. You can call it the dam controls, for example. That must be observed. Because people are playing with other people's, not only their property and their livelihood, but their actual lives. Then, the cosmic oyster, known universe. Oh, I see some weird videos misleading the people on what it is. Okay. I've been dreaming more often lately. And it must be because one of the people I dreamt about, I discovered was extremely dark. Witchcraft, cemetery things. Anyway, so, and I thought about them the day before, so I don't know how they know they were on my mind, but they came in my dream. Because that's how I usually discover who's doing what. But there was a point. So it was annoying for me, it's very boring. Eventually I was in a foreign country and followed certain colors. When I got to the blue, I could pray and repeat. Oh, I dreamed that I was in a foreign country. And it's like I had to walk through a maze of colors. And at this one, there was blue, and I had to. I was doing something, but then when I thought about what I was doing, I was hoping I wasn't bowing down to like an idol or something. But then it turns out I was praying, because at this blue place in this foreign country, when you make a request 10 times, then you get it. Something like that. My dreams are, that's still a nice dream. But I'm just sharing these dreams with you because now I'm not journaling them, then I have it on video for when I want to remember. And then what? Oh yeah. And then I walked to the very prominent man of this country, because I was able to navigate through a maze and interpret something or solve some mystery. Okay, next, all the wickedness and the wicked are now completely and utterly destroyed. It is so. You know, whenever I see a video or a clip of these savages, and I'm so grateful that the separation happened already. Because I learned a lot about these things now, and I was very annoyed with the world. For 6 years, I wanted to hear nothing of it, but I had to catch up. Vibe Ethereal Seeker. Oh, I enjoyed that YouTube of Ethereal Seeker. Oh, yeah. Now you know, when I think of the iniquities and how they slaughtered humanity and the hypocrisy, man. They say, thou shalt not kill, but they kill. They say, thou shalt not have idols and worship, but look in all the cathedrals and churches and stuff. So, they've done what they've wanted to do. They got everyone in their pocket. If they can't get their way, they will kill people. They'll do whatever. But that maybe work there, but it doesn't work here. Humanity has the right to eliminate the elite. The elite eliminated humanity for millennia. Divine judgment, it is so. Then I saw Mexico. A second mayor was killed in 2 weeks. I watched the first one. And the people were protesting, and then because they thought this was a good mayor that wanted peace and stuff like that. Because I wondered now. So they've claimed that the mafia is all this and that. But I was wondering, like, if the mafia did kill these 2 mayors, wouldn't they have been killing every mayor every week for as long as they existed? Why do we think it's the mafia? Isn't it the French that moved in there and this mayor refused to sell out Saint Mexico or whatever so that they can have access to that mining? Now we know politicians, they have a good talk, but they are also just puppets in the grander scheme of things. They don't really have that free will. They must usually comply with the powers that be, which would be the French Jews or the German Jews or like that. Man. So we can't believe everything we see and hear. So humanity must investigate these things. These things are important. What now? We shouldn't allow the same snake to bite us twice. I think they were executed by German French Jews to create diversion there or division there. Because you know they want that mining thing there, the replacement for oil, the cobalt, the lithium, the this, the that. But we see, who knows what is true, we just need to be aware. To keep citizens distracted while the French occupy the territory, because the French would want to occupy that central region between North and South America. Facilitate the easy route, because how must French go right around this way, and they can't go under South America because that water's too. So you know how it goes, hey babies. So, and we saw what they did in the Mediterranean, how they looted, raided, and took over every single place because their signatures all over the world. And it's not a good signature. It's dark. French want the West Coast as they are part of the deep-sea mining conglomerate. Mafia could have executed all mayors previously, so why now? Make it make sense. French wants control of the Florida-Mexico region to facilitate its West Coast mining, uninterrupted, undisturbed. All military personnel upholding this criminal activity themselves are guilty. They must think clearly before deciding to partake in this global crime. This mining has been happening since the 90s. Humanity must rise up against these global criminals. Now it is so. This is a global revolution, fighting global oppression implemented by the elite savages. Any group defending an old world division is no longer part of the new world. Yeah. Now, old world divisions is, you must remember, humanity comprises all religions, ages, cultures, um, languages, genders, that stuff, right? That's humanity with all our diversity as one whole. But the old world doesn't see humanity as a factor. They only see themselves. So what they're doing now is that they need to divide humanity. They need to separate us so that they can loot freely. But not when we know that we shouldn't be arguing about race, gender, religion, culture, whatever. And we look at what's happening in our environment as a whole, then we can see they use that to divide us so that they could loot without incident. Now, then I watch some religious videos because I need to learn about what they claim was foretold and who said what and whatever. And one of the religious videos I saw was when the Holy Spirit came upon the disciples. It enveloped them. That's in that clip. But when I saw everyone that was called, who was sitting in the presence of our Creator and Christ, everyone had a candle flame, like a candle flame. When I came in, the candle flames were seated. It's only when I sat down so I could see a person. But when I came in, it was, and it's not that sharp, it's a real candle flame. It's like your crown chakra. Divine access, downloads, knowledge. You're not imagining that you're in the presence of the Creator and of Christ. It's not imagining, it's real. So just mentioning, like, because I can see the differences between what I've been observing and what has been presented to us over time. There's another creator, the abundance master, which is good. Then the role of the chosen ones serve as beacons of light in a world of darkness. Yes. But all chosen ones seem to be in presence of the Creator. So there is a special sanctuary. I was curious because I'm watching all these videos. Now I'm not sure. Some say the second coming of Christ, and others say Christ said the Holy Spirit will come. So, what is it? Is it both? Is it one? Then, now Christ has been here for as long as I can remember. But, yeah, I could always speak to Christ and to the Creator throughout my life. I could speak and then I'd hear answers, and then what they tell me actually happens, besides dreams and all that. And then in 2014 was the first time I actually saw them in a dream. Both. I couldn't see the Creator so clearly. It was a little fuzzy, but I could see him, and I could see Christ clearly. But before then, I always just said, so when you say you're waiting for him to return, yet to me it seems like he's always here. Something I'm sure many of you can relate to when you speak to him. You get answers, you know what to do. Something like that. So, so that's why these words confuse me. Now, what next? Then I listen to what are the signs, and they say there will be judgment. Nation will rise up against nation. That has been happening for 2,500 years. This place was in chaos, ruthless, bloodshed, panic, mayhem. Then birth pains. Okay, that was something that happened in August. Then hated the Christ persecuted. Now, if I take this back, all Christians persecuted and all of that, Christians are being slaughtered everywhere across the. For what? Who would slaughter them? Do you know why they slaughtered them? Because they knew the one comes from there. Something like that. And then the false prophets, like, yeah, so they slaughtered Christ. And then the false prophet is the Catholic Church. Because everywhere there's the daddies around them. And they do the demon, they use the neck, they busk the necks, they do possession. That's why they the exorcist, because it's their demons they exorcising. Just say you have to. I don't encourage anyone to study the dark things, because where you apply your mind is what will begin to consume you. So limit that, but have some knowledge of it. Then the fourth sign that they spoke about was that there will be peace on earth for 1,000 years. Now that to my ears and to my reasoning is not so. When we ascended uh, into the 11th dimension, 7th heaven, 11, it's for eternity. Eternity is not equivalent to 1,000 years. I think that was just to encourage their followers to know that there's going to come a time when they fall, but they will rise again. But the devil is a liar. He not only abandoned his own people, he lied, fooled, and all that stuff and that stuff. Because, so there's no such thing as 1,000 years this and 1,000 years that. Otherwise, it can't be eternity. Then what is all this? Then, oh yes, then they're saying that Jesus made it very clear it was a he, it was a he, it was a he. Anyway, that's why they came after women, that's why they had to demean women, that's why they had to keep their heads covered. I don't know, but I know that all the righteous have the gift of discernment. I'm just highlighting points for exploration and consideration for independent thought. So that because our Creator is not nonsensical, our Creator makes the most sense. So when they say the mystery of faith, no, because when we say, Father, show us, answer us, that He doesn't. It's no mystery. He maybe doesn't reveal His own plans when we ask, because there we have to have patience. But when we do ask questions regarding most things, He gives the answer. There's no mystery of faith. Where there's a mystery, something is being hidden. So keep your eyes open. Oh, then they spoke something about the seal, the seventh seal, and everyone must have the seal. When I thought about the word, it's the see all. When you are tuned in through Holy Spirit fire through your crown chakra and your third eye, your lamps, then you get to see all. You get to see the Creator, Christ, me, life, things. Like for 50 years you may have looked at something like this, but now you've been renewed. Now you have a new mind and a new heart, and you look at the same thing and you start to see things with new eyes, and you realize what was an illusion and what was true. So, yeah.